Hello friends, Bones here with another 90s movie review. Today we have a Disney Channel original movie called Halloweentown. This kids movie was a smash hit on Disney Channel that later spawned 3 sequels and made the town of St. Helens, Oregon a popular Halloween tourist destination. So let's see why this film did all this, and if it's well deserved or not. We open on Halloween night of 1998 and we're introduced to the Cromwell family. We have Sophie, the youngest child who wants to be part of the trick-or-treating fun, Dylan, the middle child Halloween heathen and first-class suck-up.
It gives little kids dumb ideas about there being magic. Like that helps them prepare for life. Personally, give me a good nature documentary any day.
Nerd! And our lead character Marnie, played by Kimberly J. Brown. 12-year-old Marnie, rightfully so, loves Halloween and wants to go out and celebrate it like a normal person. Her mother Gwen, however, is having none of it.
But you are not going out on Halloween.
Why?
I have my reasons, and I will explain them to you when you're taller.
What Marnie doesn't know is the real reason why Gwen tries to avoid Halloween as much as possible. But this comes to light soon after the family is visited by Grandma Agatha Cromwell, played by the late great Debbie Reynolds. Aggie, unlike Gwen, takes Halloween very seriously, as evidenced by her magical bag of spooky party favors. This upsets Gwen as she's still very adamant about keeping her kids away from Halloween. So when the kids are supposed to be asleep, Marnie sneaks downstairs and overhears Mom and Grandma arguing about something big.
Look at you with your plastic bowls. When you know leftover chicken keeps better when it's back on the bone.
That's right, folks. Aggie's a witch, and Marnie is supposed to start her training to become a witch too. But Gwen hopes that by keeping her away from any magic, she'll miss her shot at being a witch and be stuck a boring old human. I can't imagine such a terrible fate. The conflict among the family is pretty familiar for a Disney Channel movie, but soon Aggie informs Gwen of a bigger problem.
Every day I find another neighbor has changed, turned hateful, frightening. And soon after that, they disappear altogether. And I fear my powers alone may not be enough to stop it. I need another Cromwell, which I need you.
But despite the plea, Gwen decides to keep herself and her kids out of any magical conflicts. But when Aggie makes her way back home, the kids sneak on board the magic school bus to get to the bottom of what's going on. This is how they end up in one of my favorite places, Halloweentown! A place where vampires can walk in the daylight, werewolves are barbers, and zombies sell broomsticks. If I could get through that portal, I'd just live there instead of being stuck in this cabin for 11 months out of the year. The 3 kids soon meet Mayor Calabar, who presents himself as a sophisticated warlock, aka a male witch. His character becomes more important later. The kids then catch a ride from a local cab driven by my cousin Benny. And I gotta warn you all, my cousin is really into those corny Disney Channel style jokes.
Howdy, Mayor. What's the rush? I'm on my lunch hour. Play it fast. Ah, just kidding. What's the thing?
Frankly, this kind of punny humor is the most common you'll see throughout this movie. Some may find this annoying, and sometimes it does feel a bit too childish, but most of the time it does maintain some sense of charming humor that also was common in the 90s. A lot of jokes are about the Halloweentown residents, so it's a good way to introduce kids to this holiday, even if some adults cringe at the jokes. When the kids catch up to Aggie, she's understandably excited, but also nervous about them being here without their mother. But she quickly comes around to embracing help from the kids, and sees it as a chance for Marnie to start her training as a witch. The relationship between Marnie and Aggie is honestly one of the highlights of the film. Both actresses deliver great performances that give the film a lot of heart. I think it pushed the story in a positive direction for Marnie to improve her relationship with her mother and her brother as the film goes on. That part of the story gets heated up when Gwen makes her way into Halloweentown.
You are not a witch.
Oh, yes, I am, no thanks to you. You're gonna let my powers go away forever.
It's her birthright. She was born in the human world, and human is what she'll be.
Now earlier, Gwen did say she didn't want her kids growing up dependent on magic, which is understandable, but when she says stuff like this, it makes her sound like a self-loathing witch. It's like saying you want your kids to be a certain way because of where they were born, and you want them to ignore their heritage. It makes Gwen a difficult character to sympathize with. When they appear stuck in Halloweentown, Gwen seeks help from Mayor Calabar, who clearly has a thing for her. Told you he'd have a bigger role to play. Meanwhile, Aggie still wants to get to the bottom of what's changing the citizens into ugly monsters, but Calabar tells her to leave it alone. That's when we meet Luke, the local douchebag who got work done on his face to look more human. He comes off as just a smug bully at first, but it turns out he knows who's responsible for the evil plaguing Halloweentown, and offers to take Aggie to him. This is obviously a trap, but Aggie goes anyway because she wants answers. So our villain is revealed to be a scarecrow in a black cloak! I mean, seriously, I can't be the only one who sees that. He reveals that he plans to invade the human world using his possessed monsters while Luke just keeps being an annoying parrot.
To my will! 1 by 1.
2 by 2 and 3 by 3.
Will you shut up?
Thank you! Gwen runs in and tries to help Aggie, but soon both of them are frozen by the evil specter, leaving it up to Marnie and her siblings to save the day. To do this, they have to light the jack-o'-lantern in the town square using Merlin's talisman. Together they gather the ingredients they need to make the spell that activates the talisman, leading to more Disney Channel Halloween humor. Marnie and Sophie together chant the Welsh spell and the talisman is ready. But before they can use it, we've got one more not that surprising twist. Guess what it is?
To reveal ourselves as we really are!
Yep, Calabar is the evil creature. And he's not too happy about Gwen marrying a human instead of him. Luke, who gets a change of heart, decides to help Marnie by creating a diversion so that Marnie can light the jack-o'-lantern. This frees all the captive citizens, including Aggie and Gwen. Now the Cromwell family can unite to use powerful spells on Calabar, including the Halloween Heathen?
No way. I don't have any powers. I'm the normal one in this family.
One of us. One of us. With that, Calabar is defeated, the town is safe, and Gwen asks Aggie to live with them so she can train Marnie as a witch. Happily ever after. So that was Halloweentown. How well does it hold up? Surprisingly well. It's actually not quite as dated as I was expecting. Its Disney Channel nature makes it obvious that it was made for kids, and it does have plenty of those Disney Channel movie cliches. But aside from all that, it's still an entertaining Halloween movie. If you grew up in the 90s, it's a fun piece of nostalgia to get you in the Halloween spirit. If you have young ones who haven't been exposed to the more scary aspects of this holiday, Halloweentown is a good way to get them into the holiday until they're old enough for darker and scarier stuff. If you like this review, then check out our previous reviews of Hocus Pocus and It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Goodbye, friends!